Hey, what's up? I wanted to start this video off by saying to the universe how grateful I am for my life. I am so blessed. I only speak to people that are going through an awakening. So I'm always speaking with like-minded people. But the spectrum of these people is as great as you can possibly imagine. And it doesn't matter if they've been awakening, going through the awakening for a week or 30 years. They've all experienced something that is so otherworldly, so life changing, so can't logically explain what just happened that it shifts them on a different path to where they're following these breadcrumbs and they're discovering new information and that feels right. You always know the truth when you bump up against it. You can feel it. You can feel the truth. And today was this perfect example. My first client has he is an absolute Tesla type mind. I mean, this guy is brilliant. He's one of these guys that can design a nuclear power plant by himself. So he's telling me this story, and right now he's been living in Dubai for like 10 years, and he's currently working on this project. It's like a $5 billion project that he's running regarding solar panels. So he's telling me how he told me, like, it was about 4 years ago he went through this awakening, and at the time he was bidding on this $1 billion project, and he was having these negotiations with this ruthless like billionaire. And he was completely stressed out. At the time, he's completely invested in the 3D world. There is no spirit, new age, none of that. He's just he's just a hardworking dude that gets shit done, and he invents and designs um, energy. Energy, I don't even know what that means. Anyway, he's working on solar panels right now. And it's 4 years ago, and he is so stressed out. He gets on a plane, and for some reason, he opens up YouTube and he sees this frequency meditation pops up. So he just hits it, he puts his headphones on and goes to sleep. When he wakes up in Dubai, he's a different person. He doesn't know what the hell he just listened to, but he is seeing his life in a completely different way. I mean, like, you can feel it when it happens. You can feel this transition to when you see things differently. He didn't know what to do. He said there was like 4 months where he would just like go into work like brain dead. He wouldn't attend any meetings. He was just there. And people would come up and talk to him. But this clairvoyance, this ability to read people's minds and to truly know what they're thinking was so strong, and he couldn't turn it off. So like every conversation he's having with people, they're he knows that they're lying. Like he can feel their alternative motive. And so he finds himself in this job where he's just surrounded by these people. And it's so obvious to him that, what is happening. And interesting thing is he's always in meetings and having dinner with these billionaires. And so he said how frustrating it was that, he's in these meetings and he knows that the decisions made in these meetings are going to affect millions upon millions of people. But the reason that the decisions are being made are for profit and to make as much money as possible. And so imagine being in that situation where you see what's really going on, and you see the negative repercussions of it, and yet you feel helpless. And I told him, I said, dude, you're not helpless. I believe this 100%, that he is a master and that he chose to come here to make grand shifts in the consciousness as a teacher, to teach people, to remind people what is important. And the reason I say that is because I talked to the guy for like an hour and a half. So, we talked about a lot of things. But, one thing I told him was, dude, you just your presence in those dark ass meetings with these elite string pullers, dude, you're making a difference. Just your presence in there. The way I describe it is you're when you wake up, you're emitting a different frequency. And when you're around someone, that has to affect their field. And, you know, whether that affects it in a second or 10 years, somehow there's a communication between our hearts, and you're planting a seed that will hopefully grow, take root, change their life, and then they will change the lives of everyone around them. And he had some really interesting quirks that I find in myself. And right when I started speaking to him, I was like, dude, this is me. I'm speaking to another version of me. He doesn't know that he's a master like light worker yet, but he's learning. He's remembering very, very fastly, very quickly, should I say. But he's got this interesting thing where he's an absolute genius when it comes to mathematics. He's telling me in college that he scored a perfect score on this math. I don't want to say calculus, because calculus doesn't seem like the level where he would be, but anyway, he scored a perfect score, and nobody in the history of the college had ever scored a perfect score. And people were like, dude, how'd you do it? Like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, dude, I didn't even know how to explain it. It just comes so easy. And then he told me that, like, time, like, he's always thinking, God, how old am I? Am I 40 or am I 42? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? Like, he has no concept of time. And he also has like he has challenging with like the concept of like the labels we give family members, like cousin, first cousin, second cousin, aunt, you know, uncle. And he just can't like get it through his head. And his wife saw it like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you design nuclear power plants and you can't remember that she's your cousin, you know? And I don't know, I just thought that was weird because I have similar like quirks. Like, I can remember exact conversations from like 30 years ago. I can remember what my friend was wearing on, you know, when I met him on the corner of this, and what he had just ate, and he was running late for work, and I remember the shoes he was wearing, and I remember how fast he walked away. But I can't remember the lyrics to any song that I've ever heard. I mean, the only songs that I can almost remember are the songs that I grew up to when I was a teenager. Like, I remember those songs. But dude, the last 40 years, I can hear a song 100 times, and I might get like 3/4 of the chorus right. Like, I don't know what it is. It's amazing. It's like, how come this doesn't stick? I can't, I don't know why. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting. And he was telling me about like the breadcrumbs that he followed. And they're the same ones, man, that we're all following to remember who we are and why we're here and what's going on. And then the next person I talked to is this beautiful soul. She had just gotten out of prison, and now she lives in a camper van and is traveling around the country. And her story, it was the same story, dude. Like, it's amazing the variety. Like, you can't label any of this. Like it's so beautiful to see this awakening spreading. And I feel so blessed to be a part of it. So I guess the real reason I was making this, because I always imagined in these dark rooms where these billionaires are meeting and making these decisions, that there's like these Trojan horse light workers like in the room, like just doing their thing. And, you know, it might not be happening as fast as we want it to, but it's happening. Something clearly is happening. So anyway, and also I wanted to say that I am going to start doing live healings. I think that's important, to do it live. And I'm assuming that the best way to do that would be to start going live, and then anybody that's like watching that wants a session, probably preferably somebody that's actually in like physical pain, like something chronic would be probably even the best, just to see, what's going to happen. But I think that's important for me to do that. And I'm kind of embarrassed that I haven't done it yet. But I think I know the reason that I don't go live is because when I speak, I say a lot of like, you know what I mean? Like those kind of filler words. And when I'm editing it, I just can't stand it. And I just can't, it's like, oh my God, I just don't want to go live and just be like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, I need to like let go of that, because live is the best, dude. Live is the real deal. And so the people that don't make it into, like, I'll give like 3 sessions or something, like 3 10-minute sessions, because even though my sessions that I give are like 30 minutes, like they shouldn't be 30 minutes. They should be like 10 minutes, because everything you're going to get from me, you're going to get within 10 minutes. Now, your experience during the session might evolve and change as the session goes on. But dude, you're going to get everything you're supposed to get in that 10 minutes. So I'm going to go live. And so for those that watch it when I'm going live, the session's also for you. So I'll go into more detail when I start doing it. But anyway, man, I am so stoked. I love my life. I talk to the widest variety of people, but they're all waking up, and the stories are all so similar. And I see myself in every single person that I speak to. And I'm sure everybody does. I mean, that's, they're reflecting back to you yourself anyway. So hopefully you're seeing aspects of yourself in the people around you, because that's their job, is to mirror back to you parts of yourself that sometimes you don't want to see. And sometimes parts are like, yes, everything's perfect. Keep doing it. Keep going, baby. You're there. You're almost there. You're there. You're almost there. So anyway, man, I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, what a great day. Anyway, okay, man, love you guys. Peace.